The decision by Yariel Rodríguez, Yosimar Cousin, and Junior Tour to respond positively to the call from Team Cuba has sparked a deep debate within Cuban baseball and among its own fans. For many, the return of these players to the system that once punished, marginalized, or targeted them is difficult to understand. For others, it only proves that the desire to wear the national uniform still carries an emotional weight that surpasses past wounds. What is certain is that their names now stand at the center of a controversy that touches on issues of identity, dignity, and sporting memory. In the case of Yariel Rodríguez, the controversy is even more intense. After breaking with the Cuban Federation in 2023 and facing a multi-million-dollar fine attempt following his exit from his contract with the Chunichi Dragons, the pitcher was publicly labeled with the typical terms applied to those who do not comply with the system's rules. Words like traitor and stateless circulated regularly, and for many fans, it seemed impossible to imagine that years later he would offer his availability to represent Cuba in the World Baseball Classic. His decision has been interpreted by some as an act of reconciliation, but by others as an unjustifiable acceptance of those who previously attempted to harm him. Cousin lived a similar story. Both he and Junior Tour had doors closed on them without sporting justification, solely based on suspicions of potential defection. In 2021, they were excluded from national teams, and during the U23 World Cup in Mexico, their absences were officially explained as a lack of patriotic commitment. That label was enough to sideline them. The only option they found was to leave the island in order to continue their careers. Despite all of this, Cousin also responded affirmatively to the call from Team Cuba. For many supporters, his decision is perplexing as it implies returning to the very structure that once condemned him without reason. Tour initially also showed willingness, but his path changed when he was called up by the Athletics for their preseason, which automatically left him out of any connection with the Cuban national team. There are those who believe that no sporting achievement is worth more than personal dignity. Others argue that the desire to represent the nation weighs more heavily than institutional conflicts. What is clear is that these decisions have once again exposed the internal tensions that accompany Cuban baseball and have made evident that, for some players, the national uniform remains a symbol more powerful than any wound from the past.